And hello and welcome to the Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell TV show. I am your host, Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell. And as promised, we have a guest on my show for today. And she is going to explain so many things about health and wellness and pretty much try to give you almost a pain free lifestyle. So, a friend of mine, she's a wonderful lady. I'm excited about this show. I'm excited for her. And her name is Sheila Tarantino. Sheila, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Herbie.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad to be here.
On the way up from, you guys know that I live in Milford, Connecticut. And on the way up, I had the most educated, most wonderful conversation with this young lady in terms of doTERRA and what she has and her health and wellness products and their oils. And she's going to get into it so much, man. So I'm looking forward to it. But first, Sheila, how can folks find you on Facebook?
So they can go to my Facebook page. I am, oh, here we are. I'm Health Coach Sheila, but you would find me on Facebook as Sheila Tarantino. My other business Facebook page is Health Coach Sheila on Facebook, and my email address, which they have posted. So, yeah, that's how I can be reached.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's just get right into it. Go right into the deep end.
Okay.
What is beneficial about essential oils, and historically, is that the norm?
Well, so historically, I mean, back in the beginning of time, there was plants and they used them since the beginning of time. They used it. I mean, kids would know what plants to go pick out in their environment, because every environment has different plants. And they were trained then what things to bring back. Some things they would make tinctures to get rid of whatever ails them. So they used plants, for their skin, for a bite or wounds and things like that. They just used nature, because the basic biology with nature and the essential oils and our bodies are like if you took a petri dish and you had a human cell and a plant cell in there, they would communicate with each other, and that's why they work so well. Yeah. So my background is I have a master's degree in health education.
Yes.
So that was so I look at the science of things, and which is my own personal interest, but it's got to be validated through the filter of science for me to pay attention to it. So I just wanted to validate that I'm just not throwing information out when I talk. So.
Of course. All of my guests are certified individuals who know about their craft.
Awesome.
Now, I know on the way up here, we were discussing the Bible. I'm spiritually based. God be the glory. And I know that I want to say it's in the book of Lamentations that speaks of nature, that can combat all of the diseases that we have now today.
Yeah.
The immune system. What can the immune system do, and how can we even help the immune system? You hear about these boost this and boost that and all types of stuff, and there's so much junk on the market in terms of, say, like supplementation and this and that. And we're in this fast food, society where mom and dad are both hustling and working. They get home around 6, 7 o'clock, and little Johnny and little Jane are hungry, and they want Popeyes or McDonald's, or they want a pizza, they want Chinese. But what can your oils do in terms of a health and wellness with the immune system?
Well, that's a good question, because we live in the age of the superbugs, and so, our medical system is challenged to come up with an antibiotic that's going to kill the superbugs.
Yes.
So we experienced, quite a winter last season that was challenging for a lot of people, because we live in this age of superbugs, and this has been coming for years.
Right.
They warned us about this decades ago.
Yes.
That this was going to happen, and it's here. Plants, the benefit of the plants is they're not stagnant. They are created in laboratory. Plants are outside. They're created. They have to fight off nature. So they have to fight off funguses, bacteria, new things, because they're mutating, right? And bugs are mutating. And so they're mutating along. When you have something that's made in a laboratory, it doesn't. It's stagnant. And so I think that's one of the issues. So yeah, there's lots of plant oils that you can use for, and this book is really it's a book that I use. So I don't know everything. I just look it up. Like
Flash that book up to the
I got stung by a bee, and I'm like, okay, I need to look up bee sting right away because I'm in pain.
Right.
And I was able to just look it up and figure out, just grab my oil and put it on there and get relief right away because they're plants. And I have a friend of mine that's a plant scientist, and she goes, this is why they work. It's because it's nature, your body's nature.
Right.
And so it talks, it's just, it's no wonder that the ancient medicine is still effective today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I found a brand of oils that is spectacular. They really are a credible company. I mean, I'm not looking just to. I think I have a calling in life to help people, and I'm not looking to advertise somebody else's. I used to be a journalist, and I didn't want to advertise somebody else's agenda.
Right.
I really wanted to do the right thing, and so I feel like this is an opportunity. I feel like I have a calling to help people with their health. And so whenever I meet with somebody, I'm a health coach, whenever I meet with somebody, I want to go over their health issues, and then I can put some products together for them that are going to help them.
Right.
But it's not done without, consulting some education and doing some research too, that I can decide what is best for them.
Right. And that's the whole point, being a martial artist and a health and fitness coach myself, and teaching aerobics. I'm Dr. Phil to so many people. It's amazing. I'm Dr. Phil to a lot of people, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially. And I understand it. It's the role that the good Lord has put upon me, and I can handle it. I'm anointed for this. But I didn't get involved with this to be famous. I get involved with this to make a difference in someone's life. And when you're good at something, being famous and the finances go along with making a difference in someone's life, it just goes hand in hand. So I can understand that, particularly in terms of health and wellness and wanting to make a difference.
Yeah.
I know, being an athlete, I pound my body, Sheila, probably, oh my goodness, at least 5 or 6 hours a day. And as a 54-year-old young man, I know I feel the pain towards that 9, 10 o'clock area. And I know for me that I have my own quote unquote health and wellness way of getting through that. But to the person that is going through stress, the person that's going through aches and pains, the person that is taking a slew of medication, athletes too, how can you give them a boost of energy and relief from that? What do you have?
Well, there's a lot of things. So I think the foundation of health is really a good diet. I mean, I tell everybody fruits and vegetables. I think I'm also a believer in the Bible, and I look at that as a filter for what we should be eating.
Yes.
And in the beginning of the Bible, it tells I've created every seed-bearing plant for food. So I use that as, Jesus ate fish, so we know that that's acceptable, but it wasn't God's intention for us to, not to say that that's bad. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the ideal thing is definitely fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
And other things, fish is fine and everything, but let's go back to some really basic stuff.
Right.
Fruits and vegetables are going to reduce your inflammation because that's what's causing the pain. Yes, I have some, I have supplements in my toolbox. I take them because I can't, keep track of eating 13 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, or
Exactly.
9 actually is.
Right.
They recommend between 5 and 9, and that was my training as a health teacher, was between 5 and 9, and you know, unless you're like, unless you're going to keep track of all that stuff, which nobody does, and nobody could.
Right.
Life is too busy. It's just an insurance policy. And with the supplement, with the industry of health being at such a boom right now, it's really hard to find really quality supplements. You really be better off going to, you know, you have to research the company and see who owns them, and who has time for that. So I enjoy that kind of thing. So I have I am health coaching somebody right now, and they're like, I want to do this kind of thing, and can you research some products?
Right.
So our particular product in that, there's one product that we carry that it's not my favorite. So I'm going outside of what we carry, and I research other things. And so I have a couple of brands, but he found some negative stuff. So it's like, okay, let me see if they've been bought out. Because what's happening is you have top quality, good reputation supplement companies that are being bought out. It's happening now. Last year, a big company, profit-driven, bought out 3 top-of-the-line supplements, high cost supplements.
Interesting, right.
And nobody knows this unless you enjoy researching it. You're not going to know that past research is no good anymore, because now it's owned by somebody else.
Yes.
And so it's, I mean, this company, doTERRA, they have everything certified pure therapeutic grade. That means a lot. I mean, you have to be able to trust a brand. But if they have been bought out, one of my favorite brands was Garden of Life, but they've been bought out. And they were a top, you know, expensive vitamin, and you think you're getting lots of nutrition. The guy that designed Garden of Life actually cured himself of Crohn's disease. There's no cure for Crohn's disease, but he cured himself of Crohn's disease.
Outstanding.
And that is done with nature.
Yes. Now, I'm also reading about Mito2max. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
So the energy piece, I forgot to.
Yes. So expound on that, young lady, if you could.
So, yeah, Mito2max, it feeds the mitochondria, ATP, your body. I know this is all sciencey stuff and everything, but you have trillions of cells in your body.
Yes.
And every cell has an engine called the mitochondria.
Yes.
And the ATP is the food, it converts food to energy.
Yes.
And so the Mito2max is not like caffeine. So it's the energy supplement, but it's not going to be like a cup of coffee.
Right.
And it's not going to be one of those energy pills or a Red Bull or something like that.
Right.
It's going to be feeding your mitochondria. So it's ideal to take it on a daily basis, so you get. I mean, if you're an athlete, and you need that energy every day, or if you're even a coffee drinker, because really coffee borrows energy.
Yes.
Sometimes we need to borrow energy because we have a task to do, but really you could end up with adrenal fatigue.
Well, let me ask you this. So, say a person likes these energy drinks. I am not a fan of these energy drinks.
Borrowing energy. I mean, it's taxing your system.
I have enough energy where people they could put a plug in me and take some. I have a lot of energy. So my question to you is, what is the major difference between what you have and, say, I won't mention the names because they're not paying me to say their names, so. But we all know about the major energy drinks and the 5-hour and the 3-hour and the 2-hour.
Yeah.
What's the major difference? So why should they refrain from that and, of course, take another look at what you have?
Well, they're going to end up with adrenal fatigue. So anything that you do that's not natural. So your body keeps the score.
Right.
Your body's keeping score.
Yes.
So if you keep running it down, running it down, your organs are going to break down. I mean, you could run yourself ragged for years. But eventually, because you're taxing your system, it's like it's like going into debt. So if you think of your body as a bank account, and you think of fruits and vegetables as a deposit,
Right.
and the supplements as a deposit. But like things that borrow are, junk foods, caffeine. So 1 cup of coffee is good. There's research shows it's one, and Red Bull and stuff, I mean, that's like, I think it's way more than 1 cup of coffee, one of those drinks. It's too much for your system. And you have to work with nature. You are nature.
Right.
And if you don't have nature working with you, you're aging quickly. And so the idea, and I'm not trying to, I had somebody come up to me, well, we're all going to die. Yes, we're all going to die, but don't you want to be vibrant while you're alive?
Yeah, I'm not ready to go just yet.
Yeah, and do you want to use all your energy in this short amount of time, or do you want it to last your lifespan?
Right.
So,
It's amazing. People ask me all the time when it comes down to what do I do to keep myself going. Well, obviously, first thing in the morning, I give my first waking moments to the Lord. I say my spiritual affirmations, and I'm on my way, and the rest of my day is just phenomenal. But I still need that little extra something. I am a fan of coffee. I always joke around and say if coffee was a woman, I'd marry her. My coffee doesn't talk back, doesn't give me any issues, no nonsense, no attitude. My coffee is just nice and smooth. And so, but I think the most important thing, Sheila, when it comes down to what I do, I've been doing it such a long time that I understand my body. The times that I am really, really sore is usually after a long weekend when I just said, you know what, that's it, I'm shutting down the machine. I'm going to enjoy these 3 days. I'm not going to do anything physical. I try not to, but I have a 7-year-old who's very active. She's wonderful. I love my little mushy. But there are times where I want to shut down physically and not do anything. It's almost impossible to do that, only because my karate school is very active. I'm also the chief instructor of Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts. I'm also the lead aerobics instructor at Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts. So I'm always moving back-to-back classes, 6 hours straight. I have 3 outside accounts that are physical. So for me, it's about having that endurance, in which I get that from my food. But the average person, obviously, and the above average person can't do what I do. So what would you tell to that mom and dad who are trying to get at it, trying to keep a healthy family? I know one of the things that sore muscles are really good to is deep blue. Explain your deep blue.
okay, so you know a little bit about deep blue.
Yes.
So yeah, I think the oils actually can work on a cellular level. They do in repairing cells. So you can actually have a repair quicker and not have to, endure. Just your body will recover more quickly because it does cellular repair. The oils they're plants. They do cellular repair. I know that's like, to me, it's like, of course, they do cellular repair. You're going to feel better.
Right.
But for somebody who doesn't know what that means, I guess they would just have to use it. And I can give samples. If you want to contact me, I can get you a sample. And so, that's why you can recover for something using the deep blue, using some other oils. We have an oil that's from a tree in Brazil, the Amazon rainforest, it connects with the CB2 receptors in your body. CBD oil connects with the CBD1 receptors, which is the pain reliever. And the oil that we have connects with the CB1 and the CB2. The CB2 heals. It has the healing effect. So it has more healing effect and pain relief. So it does the both.
So let's go right into the breathe and the peppermint. Going right into that then. This is a good flow.
Okay, so yeah, peppermint is invigorating. So you can take a drop of peppermint and wild orange on your hand, breathe it in. Like if before a run for an athlete, you would want to put some deep blue. You could put some deep blue on your calves. Recover your calves after the run with the deep blue.
Yes.
Oh, we have a lot of athletes that use the deep blue. Like they would marry the deep blue.
Absolutely. Right.
And
I love it.
the copaiba and the frankincense. I mean, those are two really top anti-inflammatory essential oils. And then the frankincense, the deep blue over that is an immense relief.
Well, I know when I had the opportunity, high school, college, and pro, a lot of my friends were going to Colorado in the off season. And if you know anything about Colorado, they call it just mile high because you're so high above sea level. But the air is thinner. And a lot of my football teammates and track and field teammates, they were going to Colorado to train, say, for like 2 months. And then they would come back down to sea level, back to Connecticut, and you would see this significant increase in their energy, their strength, their speed, and their endurance was just almost unmatched. It was amazing. When it comes down to all of that, an athlete or a person has to rest. So your lavender and your serenity, explain that to me.
Yeah, so lavender, let me finish the peppermint
Sure.
part because that's really, you talked about the high places, so that's reminded me of so high altitudes, a good one to use would be the peppermint because it opens up your capillary, actually on a cellular level, it opens up your capillaries, it helps the blood flow. Blood flow means more oxygen. You get more oxygen to your brain, you can think better, you're more alive.
Sure.
So the peppermint was going to give you more energy that way. The other part of that was, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No, the lavender,
The lavender.
serenity. Yep.
So calming down and being relaxed. So yeah, there's a lot of research on lavender. That's probably the most researched essential oil. And
Why is that? Why is that about the lavender?
why? Well, it has linalool in it. It's a compound.
Sure.
So I'm geeky like that. I like to look
This
up.
is important to know. Sure.
So on doTERRA, they actually have the number of their batch of oils, the batch that it came from, the quart that it came from.
Wow.
Number on the bottom of the thing, and you can look it up on a website called www.source2u.com, and you can look up your batch of lavender.
Outstanding.
And it's exciting. But you can see the amount of linalool in the oil, and linalool is very calming, and so that's some of these fake oils that are out there. They actually can. It's not illegal. It's not FDA regulated industry. So you could buy a bag of linalool, put some carrier oil in there, put some lavender scent. There was a company that actually got in trouble for doing that. Buy some linalool off of Amazon.
Sure.
And mix it all together and sell it in fancy little bottles.
Wow.
And there's your fake essential oil.
Isn't that amazing? It just amazes me how much junk people is on the market and that we buy into it and we don't take the time to do some research.
Well, it
It's just
shouldn't
amazing.
be. I think the laws should be changed to make it easier. I mean, I like researching things, so it's good for me. But the average person, it shouldn't have to be their job. They're already working. We're required to work so much nowadays. They shouldn't have to have another job of looking up what's in their food, what's in their health products.
Absolutely.
There should be some FDA regulations around.
We have a few minutes left. Break down like injuries and inflammation, and I know we spoke about the deep blue and stuff like that, but what else do you have in terms of like body aches and injuries?
Well, I started to say so aches means there's some inflammation happening. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's overused, you overstressed your body, so cellular repair. So frankincense is an awesome oil. It's no mistake that the king brought it as a gift to baby Jesus many, many years ago.
Right.
You know, that was a prized oil. It was
Right.
probably their first aid oil that they used for everything. I
Absolutely.
mean, I don't know this. I didn't research it, but I am guessing just
Right.
from what I know about it. If I was stranded on a desert island, I would want frankincense because you could use it for so many different things.
Absolutely.
If anything, you know, I probably could have used it on my bee sting.
Yeah, it's so funny too. People were asking me, they're like, you know, Kyoshi Bagwell, if you were ever stranded on a desert island, what exercise would you do? I said, I would just do squats. I'd have the bar on my back and just do
Okay.
squats up and down, up and down. Squats take care of your cardio. Squats take care of your endurance. Squats take care of your legs, your quads, your abs, your chest, your shoulders. Squats do everything, and plus incorporate with do some ab work. So I guess all that would be the squat, I guess.
Yeah, right.
On a desert island. But one more.
Squat with some frankincense.
Yeah, absolutely. But one more time, how can people contact you on social media? How can they contact you?
So the best thing that I do, I mean, you know, we got to spend our time doing something, and I am not, you know, a social media person.
Yep.
So I do Facebook. And I post most of my stuff on my personal page. I try to post it on my business page, which is it's Facebook, Genuine Living and Wellness.
Good.
The and
And
spelled
what's
out.
your email address? They
But-
want to email you.
That doesn't get a whole lot of traffic because it's a business page, and so.
I can teach that after we do the
Okay,
show. I can
okay.
show you how to do
All
that.
right, all right.
Yeah. Now, what's your email address if they want to email you?
Okay, so it's Sheila Tarantino. I'm sorry, my email address is Health Coach Sheila, and it's spelled on the screen at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
I want to take a few minutes just to say thank you to Sheila and to all of the doTERRA people that are watching right now. You know, it's really important. You know, God has allowed me to have a forum where I can help other people to get to where they want to go to. I know God has me in the palm of his hand, so I know I'm already taken care of. But whatever I can do to help someone that I can uplift, or if I can empower or encourage them in any way, I'm the first person to be there and the last person to leave to make sure that everything is going to be all right. But the one thing I do want to say is that you're very knowledgeable about your product. You're very smart and you're intelligent about it. You explain it in a way, Sheila, that can captivate an audience. And that's not easy, people. I've been in some things where I'm like falling asleep, trying to wake up, whatever. But she has a wonderful, wonderful way of explaining everything about her product and what's going on with that. So, Sheila, I want to thank you so much on being
Thank
on
you,
the
Herbie.
Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell Show. Want to have you back again sometime
Great.
soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be great.
And one last time, what is your email address where they can get in contact with you?
HealthCoachSheila at gmail.com.
HealthCoachSheila@gmail.com. Get in contact with her, guys. If you didn't get all the information, you can always contact me on Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts. But for the Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell TV show, for Sheila Tarantino, thank you so much in doTERRA. I want to thank you all for watching the show, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day and stay blessed, and good night.